What's up, you guys? Jason the X for SCNS Live, back with another toy review. I know it's been a while, guys, but you know what? I want to get back into doing this. Been taking care of a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but enough explaining. This is the Studio Series 08 Decepticon Blackout review. Now, I wasn't going to get a lot of figures from the Studio Series. In fact, I wasn't planning on getting any. I looked at Grimlock and said, oh, well, I'll probably get Grimlock. And then I saw Blackout. I'm on the fence about him. And then I saw him in the store and I knew I had to have him. This is, without a doubt, the Blackout we should have gotten. I mean, with the technology we had then compared to now, maybe it's good that we waited, but this is a perfect Blackout. It is a really, really good figure. And let's go ahead and get to reviewing this guy. Before we do, he's huge in this form, by the way. We're going to measure him out. Let's put this over here, and let's get a look at the box that he comes in. So, of course, you got Transformers on the side. You got a nice artwork of Blackout right there. Little shot of the base in the back. Now, he was the first Transformer we saw, technically, and I really like that that scene. Of course, you got Transformers right here on the top and a window, so you can get some light on the figure. On the side, there's a shot of Blackout with an Autobot symbol. I don't know why. And you got Scorponok down there. On the other side, you got a closer shot of Blackout Studio Series 8 right there. And on the back, you see some of the details on the figure. Big screen inspired scale, detail, backdrop. And yes, he does have a backdrop that comes with this guy. And there's some other off-screen 7 and 5, the Optimus Prime and Grimlock. I do have the Grimlock. I'm not getting the Optimus Prime. I don't care. I don't like it. Now, there is a base in here. I mean, I don't want to do this. I don't care. But I will show it off because it is on a different, like, scale of cardboard. Different kind, different make of cardboard. So there you go. If you want to put this on some stage type thing, okay, I guess you can do that. It's kind of lame. So, it's going in the recycling bin because I do recycle. Just letting you know. Anyway, let's bring Blackout out here. And MH-53 Sea Dragon, being a Navy guy, I'm very familiar with this helicopter. This is a massive helicopter. Let's say from the front rotor all the way to the to the front of the rotor to the tail. This thing is just over 16 inches long. It is a massive figure. And what he does is some good size compression. It's almost, like, I love the old Viacon from Transformers Prime and the size compression it does. This goes above and beyond. There's a lot of folding and everything, and it's just a really nice helicopter. Let's start by looking at the front of it. You got the cockpit here. You've got that 4500 X-ray. Remember the numbers? You got his radar right here, refueling rod. You can kind of see the head in there. You have these intakes alongside. You got the fuel pods. Got I think that's an Army symbol or Air Force. I don't know. Oh, it's Air Force because USAF is right here. 4500 X-ray. Got some danger. You got actually Blackout right there. Tail rotors do spin very nicely. On the bottom, you have a lot of kibble, and you've got Scorponok, which we'll get to that. Oops. I kind of pushed this panel up. Normally this is all the way down, and to push it back down, I would have to push down Blackout's head. So that way it's very flush up there, at least. On the side, a lot of the same design. I do have a problem with some parts snapping together, and there goes Scorponok. There is a process to this guy to prevent the gappage, because as you can see, I don't have it over here, and I do have it over here, and it's mainly because of the way that you orient the hips when you're putting this guy into vehicle mode. Sorry. But yeah, a lot of nice detail. The rotors are kind of stiff. You can get about that much spin out of it. I wish it was a little bit more loose, but I'm okay with this. Still looks cool. But since he already fell out, here is a look at Scorponok. He just kind of folds up, and he has his own little area inside of there. But you can take Scorponok. His tail is jointed in two places, and his claws are jointed here. The claws at this joint do pop off very easily. There's some red eyes, a little bit of gold paint. The legs are very stiff. You got actually two pieces of plastic that are screwed together here. which I kind of dig because I like the color scheme on him. I wish the tail was a little bit more vibrant. It is just that flat gray plastic, but it is a nice little detail, little accessory. You know, he was an important part of the first one. He was the first one they kind of like, well, the second one they kind of fought against. So, to get an idea of how big this guy is, I'm not going to transform him. Here's Jazz. I know it's not in the same line, but it's the one I had. I was going to pull out some of my movie stuff, and then I didn't. Now, the transformation on this guy, people have complained about it mainly because of the panel lines and everything, but there is a process to this, and it's very hard to follow on camera. So bear with me here, because this will not be pretty, especially getting back into toy reviewing and reviewing a huge toy like this. But it is a very nice Sea Dragon, and if I just transformed this side properly, that would have tabbed in better than that, and there it tabbed in. I guess I just had to pinch it close. So anyway, it's all in how you get the hips, and there is a little hook that catches into the crotch piece that keeps all of this together. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. The first thing you want to do is come up here to the blades, and they are going to split here. And this kind of gets them out of your way. You're going to rotate them back here, but you just want them out of your way for most of this transformation. Take the tail rotor, pop it off. It's just on a little peg with a groove. And you just want to take this and fold it in. It'll become an arm weapon for him later. Alright, where should we begin first? Let's start with the legs. Now what you want to do here is disconnect this panel here. Disconnect that part. That's going to free this up. Actually, let's start with the arms, because I think that will be easier than doing the rest of this. So first thing I'm going to do is take the intakes and pop them forward. I'm going to do my best to keep this all on camera. You want to take this part here, bring it up, and it's going to lay across the intake like that. See down there, there's where that radar dish or whatever that thing is, that was on top of his head. So now you can take this panel and bring it out. I think I may have been too presumptuous with that. Nope. So you've got this panel here, which is going to come down. While you're doing that, bring the hand out and bring that panel off of there, off of the fuel pod. Bring it underneath the arm. Take this panel, fold it back, and bring those together, and that's pretty much going to form the bottom of the arm. Also, the hands are articulated. You can open them up. So once you do that, you can bring this down, and then just hinge this forward. You got two hinges here that are going to peg right into the side of there. You see these two, that little peg right there, they've got little hooks on them. You're just going to bring them in and hook them in. Make sure that this gets tabbed in right here. Turn it around, and there you have an arm. Same thing with this side, just going to bring that down, disconnect this, bring the pod underneath, unfold the hand, go ahead and open it up if you so want to, fold that piece into there, marry those two together, bring this forward and this down. I feel it, hear it click. Bring that forward, and there you pretty much have, well, you do have the arms done. The arms are done. So, okay, I'm trying to figure out the order that I want to go in. You want to take this part and bring it up. And these panels, you want to just untab them from each other and bring them back out of the way. Okay. Now you can go ahead and do this part, take the landing gear, fold it up. Oh, he has landing gear in robot mode. You can't fold it up though. So, and you want to take that whole section here and fold it up into the cockpit. And that's going to become actually the front of his body. That brings up the head. At that point you can take this part. It is on a hinge in there. bring that up and over that cockpit piece, and that's going to rest up there for now. So we pretty much almost got the top half of this body done. Now, you've got a tab underneath here, and you've got a little slot here. I'm sorry, well, tab, the other way around. Bring the legs down, bring the front piece down, and you're just going to tab that into there. Leave that part down. Bring this camera up. So you got that. Take the legs, rotate them 90 degrees forward. These panels that were on the side of the helicopter, you're going to take them and untab them right here. And what you're going to do is, here's the top of the foot. You're going to separate these and do a 180 here. In the meantime, you can take this landing gear, camera's too high, this landing gear and bring it up, turn this around, and then sandwich that piece back together. At that point, you can bring the leg down, bring the foot down, and rotate this forward. What I like to do, because you kind of have that chicken walker appearance, is I like to put the legs like that. It makes this knee piece here kind of less obtrusive, because if the leg was straight, this thing sticks out like that, and I don't like that. It just seems too much. But it locks in there. I know a couple of Transformers have that chicken leg appearance, so Blackout's gonna have it. Bring that down, same thing. Separate these panels, rotate them, bring them up, and bring the landing gear around. So, same thing. Bring that forward, and there you go. There you've got his feet. Now you got a couple things to do here on the back. First of all, you're going to take the far end of the tail section and rotate that up into that cavity where Scorponok's sat. This is going to free up, and what you're going to do is bring that up into that part of the body. Now to secure all this, there is a little hook right here, and there's a slot there. So you want to get all of this up here and in place, and these parts that I disconnected earlier, you want to bring that up with everything. Take this and just make sure it meets the back of there. That lines up to the back. These panels are just going to fall over those. Make sure that they're all the way in. And they just kind of drape over that part there. Take the rotors, bring them down, find the center spot, and just kind of position them on the sides. Have that like that. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have Blackout in his robot mode, and you can take the little fuel thing and bring that down. I've seen some people take this and fold it up in the back of the body. I would not recommend doing that. Pia, who I trust a lot with transformations, did that, and he did not like it at all. So, do not do it. Don't. That's why I say don't. So, but here we have Blackout, and he looks really good. Let's take a look at that head sculpt there. That could not get any better. That is perfect. That is too much zoom. Perfect Decepticon Blackout. I love that face. So sound wavy that maybe he should have been sound waved in the movie. Bringing him a little close, you can see, I love how you can see parts of the helicopter. The arms are very clunky. There's a lot of kibble on those arms, but I don't think it's not screen accurate, so I can't really complain. He does have what I would consider a natural vanilla stance, just standing there. He doesn't look like he's like having to put his arms out to the side to stand still. These do kind of untab up here a bit, but you know, he does have a natural pose when you get him there. The back can get kind of messy because the rotors don't always line up exactly like they're supposed to. And they go all the way down, so yeah. Now what you can do is take that part that I showed you earlier and you can peg it right there into this hole. He does have one in the other arm, but I think it works best for this one. So it almost looks like he has like a gun or something there. Or definitely that weapon that he was wielding towards the end of the movie. So just getting a close look on him. I mean, I love the detail in this guy. I think it perfectly captures that Transformers movieverse style. This guy nails it. I mean, he does. Articulation wise, you do have some ankle articulation here. They will go and tilt for you back and forth. And you saw the double knee joints here. You got one here, one there. And you can stand them up all the way if you want to. That thing sticks out way too far. And you have that panel that moves too. I don't dig it. I don't. Legs will go forward on some nice ratchet joints. Rotate out on a softer one. No waist articulation. The arms, they will go out and go forward. You got just a joint, no ratchet. And the hands open up. They do not twist or anything, which is, they're kind of in a weird angle. I'll give you that on the hands, but yeah. And the head is, I mean, you've got a lot of stuff up here in the way of this head, but it can go pretty far back and forth. You can't go back anymore just because of that thing back there, but you can go down a bit. So getting this guy to stand up. He's very solid. I know I'm fiddling with him, but he is very solid when he's standing. Now, comparison-wise, here he is next to Jazz, who falls over. There he goes again. Oh, who doesn't like their Jazz, huh? Now, he stands just over, just about 9 inches tall, a little bit under 9 inches. So he's a big leader class figure. Now, like I said earlier, I was not going to get Blackout. I wasn't interested in him, but after I saw how he looked in package, I had to get this guy. He is really good. Also, you can take Scorponok, and he does have a peg here, and you can, if you can get to it, you can peg him onto the back here. Come on, don't embarrass me on camera. So there, you can do that if you want to. So you can store there. I mean, it's a little obtrusive. He's not exactly hidden. So, yeah. Leader class figure, this guy is definitely worth it. If you can find Blackout, I have to recommend picking him up. He is a lot of fun. Once you get the transformation down, you really appreciate just how good it's executed. Anyway, guys, I'm Jason the X. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at SCNS Live. You can follow me for toy stuff on at Jason the X on Instagram and Twitter. But until next time, guys, I will catch you later.